So, Joel, tell me about the upcoming training on champion competencies. I think you presented something on the topic at a conference this summer, didn't you?
Yeah, actually, Lindsay Naso from the American Council of Engineering Companies and I co-presented on training competencies for wellness champions. We gave three different case studies from work we've been doing over the past 10 years, really. One on an online learning system, which participants in this program can use. Another one where we developed a 10 competency model for ACEC, and which we'll also be incorporating for this training. And then we had done a 7-year project with the prevention coordinators for the National Guard, and we talked about that. So yes, that was a real exciting opportunity for us to bring all that information together, and we got a lot of interest out of that presentation.
Sounds like you probably learned a whole lot over the past 10 years about the critical role that champions play in making a program successful.
We like to think so. There's so much going on now. I think the whole field has woken up to the idea that an effective wellness program is not just about health risk assessments and campaigns, but the individual who is the boots on the ground. And I'm not talking about the wellness coordinator, but we're talking, well, it could be the wellness coordinator, but it also oftentimes are the informal advocates and spark plug ambassadors. So more and more people are recognizing the importance of that individual and the need for that individual to have a certain level of competency.
Yeah, because the wellness coordinator, you can't do it alone, that's for sure.
No, and I mean in your work too, which is why I'm so excited about this collaboration, Michaela. You know, you have been doing HP Live for how long?
I'd have to say, I think maybe 5 years.
And how many presentations do you have available for at no cost on your site there? How much?
I haven't counted recently, but there's probably 200 really enduring value webinars.
So why do you think then this is relevant, or what's different about the new champion certification we're going to be doing together than what you have up on your site?
The information we have is very topical, and certainly, it's a good resource if you're looking for, I don't know, like how to put together a vending machine policy, or
there's so much there.
Yeah, there is tons of stuff there, from the CDC scorecard to NIOSH to actually one, I think probably more than one, on the importance of champions.
Yeah, and I remember one, health communications. There's one on persuasion or how to influence people. I mean, it's a mental health. There's so many great tools on there. So where does this training that we're about to do, I guess, differ from that? Do you have a sense of that? Why not just keep doing that?
The definition of insanity.
I don't think you should edit that out.
Oh, well, maybe not.
Because I think people can have all the content, but they're not necessarily using it in a framework for professional growth.
Right, yeah. I sort of think of this training as more of a, I don't know, kind of a systems approach. You've got to have all those, you've got to have the environmental pieces. If you have the content, it's great, but if you can't actually operationalize it, it's kind of a waste.
Yeah, so that's, I was hoping you'd say something like that, because it's sort of like the difference between content-driven learning versus competency-pulling learning. Like, I think we are looking for people to attend this training who are really interested in growth and in professional development and in becoming a change agent, rather than people who just want to learn some new information. The people who should sign up for this are those who are really interested in becoming advocates for change. Everybody talks about, at least this is how I think about it, culture of health or creating a wellness culture. And it doesn't happen with information and content. It happens with people. All those case studies that I talked about and the other work that we've done coaching, it's really about getting people to be aware of their own personal wellness, their relationships with others at work, how they transfer knowledge into the work climate, a whole variety of things that we'll be talking about in the training.
I'm really looking forward to the training, and I think people who sign up are really going to get a pretty darn big bang for their bucks.
Well, we've got some great speakers.
We do.
People who are actually in the trenches doing this on a daily basis. We've got great resources. And do you want to talk at all about the whole idea of a community of practice?
Just thinking about the different real-world examples that are going to be available. I got another evaluation from the DPP training that we've been doing, and it seems one of the top things that people say they really like is hearing how other people did it, hearing real-world examples. So I think that's going to be great.
I think so. There's knowledge, there's people, there's competencies, and then there's this community, right?
Right.
The experts and the community. So those experts that are going to be on the calls will be there to do a lot of Q&A as well. So it's not just about hearing from other people, but also having the opportunity to dialogue with other people.
Right.
And that's why we're doing this, is our commitment to that.
Right. And even after between classes and after, they'll still be in this online community with these other people where they can continue to ask and check in and, hopefully build a really nice relationship with like-minded people that can multiply the impact.
Now, you have an electronic portal that you're setting up for that, right?
Yeah, on State of Wellness. Kind of like a group you would find on LinkedIn or Facebook, except it's a closed group. It's only available to people who take this class. There's a lot of things. There's forums. There's a document place where you can, upload and share documents. There's sort of the typical Facebook timeline sort of things where you can comment and share and, normal type community things. I think it's going to be really nice to have some number of people in there with the presenters and such, and just to be able to have that ongoing dialogue. I think it's so sad to me when you go to a presentation and it's just so good and you want to keep that energy and keep talking about it, and it's over.
Yeah, I think too many conferences are just, they're content driven rather than purposeful in terms of what's the transfer opportunity. And we want to do that different because that's where adult learning really occurs. So I'm excited that that portal will be there, will be available, and the resources will be there. So I think it just seems like a formula for success to me. The other thing, though, I think that's real important, we're giving people a discount, am I right, if they bring a buddy from the same work site. That is, there's I think a 15% discount. And we want to create that incentive because it's always better if you go through this with a buddy. If you don't have a buddy, we'll try and buddy you up. Is that right?
Yeah. I'm sorry you said that. I was envisioning you buttering them. You're saying you're going to buddy them up.
No buttering.
No buttering? Good.
Buttering up. I have been called obsequious in the past, but we won't put that in here.
Purple and clairvoyant. But that's Steve Martin and not important at this time.
Everybody who's listening to this, I try very hard.